So, in a world where everything seems to lose its value in a flash, what physical stuff actually holds on to it or, even gets more valuable over the long haul? And we're not talking about some short term gamble here. We're talking about things that have a real shot at lasting a decade or even longer. Let's dive in. I mean, really think about it for a second. Inflation is always chipping away at our savings, trends come and go in the blink of an eye. It can feel like the value of our money and even our most prized possessions is built on shaky ground. So the big question is, how do you find something solid? How do we spot a real, tangible asset that can actually stand the test of time? That's exactly what we're going to unpack. To do that, we can't just guess. We need some kind of reliable filter, right? We're on a mission to find a clear, simple way to cut through all the noise and identify what truly, truly endures. And you know what? It all boils down to this one powerful question. This is the ultimate test. For any potential asset you're looking at, you have to ask yourself, as the years go by, is this thing going to get weaker or is it going to get stronger? This is the one filter we're going to apply to everything from here on out. Okay, so what does that actually mean for time to be your ally? It's not just some vague idea. It's a really clear three-part test that something has to pass. So here's how an object passes that time test. First off, its credibility builds over time. Its story, its reputation, it just gets better and more solid. Second, its quantity goes down, which means its rarity goes up, either because things get lost, damaged, or even consumed. And third, its cultural significance grows. It just becomes more important and meaningful to more people. If an object can tick all three of those boxes, then yeah, time is definitely on its side. All right, now for the really fun part. Let's take this time test and apply it to 6 specific categories of physical objects that are widely considered to be real assets. Okay, let's break down the first 3. First up, luxury watches. Their value is all about global recognition and this promise of permanence. But, and this is the crucial part, you have to pick the exact right model. Not just any fancy watch will do. Next, precious metals. I mean, gold has a 5,000-year track record for a reason. Its value isn't tied to a company or a government. It's the ultimate safe haven. Just remember, it's not going to earn you interest and you've got to store it somewhere. And finally, fine art. A true masterpiece is literally irreplaceable. Its supply is zero, and the demand from the wealthy is always high. The catch? Well, the risk of fakes is very real, and selling a piece can take a long, long time. And just to zero in on those watches for a second, what's so interesting is the power of the brand. We're talking about the absolute titans here. Specific models like the Rolex Submariner or GMT Master 2, the Nautilus from Patek Philippe, Audemars Piguet's Royal Oak. These aren't just timepieces, they're basically a globally recognized currency with a deep, deep history. Now for the next 3. You've got vintage machines, like a classic air-cooled Porsche. These things are a perfect blend of culture and incredible engineering. Their story only gets better, and hey, they're not making any more of them. The downside? Maintenance costs can be a killer. Then there's fine wine and whiskey. This is where time is a massive ally, because the supply is literally decreasing every time someone opens a bottle, making the ones that are left even rarer. But you absolutely need perfect storage. And finally, prime real estate. We're talking about locations in world-class cities that just can't be copied. You can't build another historic district in Paris, right? The trade-off, though, is that it's tied up in taxes and regulations, and it is definitely not something you can sell in an afternoon. It's just as important to know what is an asset as it is to know what isn't. Honestly, understanding the failures makes the rules so much clearer. So, what kind of stuff actually has time as an enemy? And this really lays out the difference perfectly. On one side, you have a unique work of art from a master. Its story is one of a kind. On the other side, a luxury brand handbag that's completely dependent on this season's trend. In 5 years, that trend is totally gone. Or think about a classic Porsche with its timeless engineering versus some mass-produced limited edition sneaker that was never really rare to begin with. And finally, a physical asset with deep cultural roots versus, say, a digital-only asset that doesn't have that tangible connection to our shared history. You can really see how time just eats away at the value of everything on the right. Okay, so we have all this information. What do we do with it? How can we put this into practice? Well, there's a simple but really powerful recommendation for building a balanced portfolio of these real assets. And the answer is built on a foundation of 3. Three specific types of assets that all work together, with each one perfectly covering the weaknesses of the others. And here it is, the balanced trio. First up, a Rolex. Why? For its incredible global liquidity, you can pretty much turn that watch into cash anywhere in the world, fast. Second, gold. This is for its stable, stateless, universal value. It's the bedrock. And third, a small piece of art or a high-quality craft. This is for its cultural capital and as a serious hedge against inflation. And here's the real takeaway. This isn't just about owning different things for the sake of it. It's about owning things for different strategic reasons. One for quick cash, one for ultimate stability, and one for cultural value that just grows and grows. Liquidity, stability, and culture. That's the whole game right there. So we'll end on this thought. This whole principle of time as an ally, it's an incredibly powerful tool for finance, for sure. But it's also a pretty amazing way to think about life. Beyond your possessions, what are you investing in that grows stronger and deeper and more meaningful with every single year that passes? Maybe it's your skills, your relationships, your knowledge. What in your life is truly passing the time test